بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. In this brief clip today, inshallah, I hope to be talking about a couple of things. The first is the importance of looking after our health and why Ramadan is such an important time in the year for us to form new and good habits that support our health. And the second is what to eat at Suhoor and Iftar time, inshallah, taking on a healthy perspective. So, as we know, this is a month of Sabr, the month of transformation, the month where, we have the best of nights, Laylatul Qadr. And it's a time when we can be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make some real changes. And I've already done a short clip on how to change habits. But I just wanted to remind us that the health that we have is a blessing. And it's narrated in Sunan al-Tirmidhi from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A man asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "O Messenger of Allah, which people are best?" And he replied, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "One whose life is long and his deeds are good." And it is narrated from Ali radiallahu anh that the two greatest blessings are health and iman. The one feeds into the other. So, if we look after our health, it's an amana, our bodies are an amana from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're a trust, and we are responsible for how we look after that trust. They are the vehicle that we have in this life for His service, for praying, for worshipping, for being in a good mental state, for being able to look after our families, for earning a livelihood, for looking after our dependents. And it's a duty upon us to really take care of what He's given us and not to be neglectful in this. Sadly, many of us lead mindless lives full of busyness, sometimes unnecessary business, which we realise in Ramadan. And with that ghafla, and unfortunately that lack of mindfulness applies to how we treat our bodies as well. Lack of sleep, lack of rest, lack of good food. By that I mean healthy, nutritious food, halal and tayyib, not just halal. Comfort eating. We have many vices, plus all the sort of marketing that goes on around us, and eating for leisure and pleasure, which is very different to eating out of gratitude and for the wonderful flavours that we're able to enjoy and the diversity of foods that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us with. So with that note, I'm hoping that inshallah through these short clips you'll have some nuggets that will allow you to make some transformations to your health. In this particular talk I will not be addressing gut health, inshallah, that's for another clip. But in terms of what you could be eating at Suhoor and Iftar, so Suhoor time, the important thing is hydration. So make sure you have plenty to drink. But you also need some complex carbohydrates to keep you going through the day. So that would be whole grains, things like oats, for example, overnight oats or porridge. Or you could make galbina, which is a traditional prophetic dish, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, made out of, it's like a barley porridge. And barley is an ancient grain, and it's been shown to cause less blood sugar fluctuations than some of the modern sort of wheat type grains that we have. So that's very important. You could make a sourdough bread, or have a sourdough bread, which is more nutritious and higher in fibre than regular bread. You want to get in lots and lots of fibre, so that would be plant-based foods. And then you need a good quality source of protein, so something like eggs or beans or some lean meat. All of these inshallah are healthy and filling for a long day's fast, and inshallah should give you the energy without the blood sugar fluctuations that can affect your mood and energy levels and cause that sort of mid-afternoon dip where you just want to fall asleep. So inshallah eating correctly will keep your energy levels up. At iftar time, again, hydration is really important, but do not hydrate all in one go. What you do want to do is sip throughout the evening and avoid your teas and caffeines and sugary drinks. Try and avoid juices and squashes as much as possible. If you do need a sweet drink, perhaps add a squirt of fresh lemon or fresh orange to the water, and make sure that the bulk of the drink is the water. You can also add in some honey to the water, which is one of the sunnahs of the Prophet ﷺ. And one of the things that you could do is to get some raw honey, infuse it with ginger, and allow the fresh ginger chunks to sit in the honey for 2 weeks. The natural bacteria in the honey and on the ginger will not only preserve the ginger, but they will turn the honey into a lovely syrup that you can, that has a lower GI, so lower glycemic index, causing less blood sugar fluctuations and sugar, but giving you all the probiotic, healthy gut benefits, the immune benefits, and the sunnah. And the way that I look at the honey and the ginger is that in Jannah one of the drinks will be zanjabil, which is a ginger-based drink or something similar to ginger, and we also know that there'll be rivers of honey. So you could have a triple concoction. You could have some milk, ideally raw or organic, and add to that some of this honey-infused ginger syrup, and you will have a beautiful heavenly drink, inshallah, full of protein, full of energy, and hydration. So that is something to think about. And then, you could also, of course, make some smoothies, but try not to add any processed sugar to the smoothies. Ideally, I would put in some avocado if you are making a fruit smoothie, just to make sure you've got plenty of healthy fats in there, that it's filling, it's nutritious, and it's not too sweet. And then plenty of whole grains and meats and proteins. Do at iftar time, do make sure that you've got some salt in your diet, simply because you need to hold on to that hydration. And it will encourage you to drink, but what you don't want to do is have salty foods, particularly at suhoor time, because they will make you feel thirsty during the day. Some healthy foods that you might have at suhoor time might include things like fool or hummus or boiled eggs, or overnight oats, something along those lines would all be very, very nutritious. And at iftar time, any of your regular meals, just make sure that there's plenty of hydration, plenty of salads with your meal, and that the meal is not too heavy in fried and fatty foods. Okay, inshallah, I hope that's of benefit. Jazakumullahu khairan. Saania Bhatti.